Okay, you can see that I have a mask on. I'm at home. I live by myself, but despite that, I wanted to be able to convey to you that how important it is that we all mask up when we're outside, we exercise social distancing. We mask up when we even go in other people's homes. And we wash our hands and we do the safe distancing. Now, today is December 15th, 2020. Yesterday was a remarkable day in American history because the COVID-19 vaccinations began to start all over the United States. Now, I think that's important before I really talk about this because I think it's also important to tell every person that I know on my Facebook and those who will send this out how important it is for us to do the things we need to do. And that is the social distancing, wash our hands multiple times daily, and wear masks. Be comfortable. Because we need to see masks in many ways as a visual that affirms how important it is for us to live. Now, those of us who are my age remember, and I know I'm going a little bit off the point here, but most of us remember back when you were little in the 50s, you get a polio vaccine. We now have this opportunity to get vaccinated in much the fashion that folks got vaccinated back during the polio epidemic in the 50s. So I'm going to encourage every person I know is to face this opportunity with optimism. Make sure you get your vaccination. Don't prolong it. Don't say, well, I'm going to wait and see how other people respond to it. Just know this, that here's the second day. In real time, there are thousands of people who got vaccinated yesterday. Make sure you go online and look at information that pertains to some of the possible side effects. Now, what we know thus far is that when you do get a vaccine, your arm may be a little sore the next day. Those of us who get flu shots know that to be true, that your arm is sore the next day, and thereafter, there are no side effects. So, I'm going to encourage people to make sure you get vaccinated. And I say that because I also say this to you too, that we've got to make sure that we got a place or a seat at the table. If we don't get vaccinated, then we may miss out on opportunities to share future Christmases, birthdays, Thanksgivings, and general celebrations. So if you want your seat at the table, then the price for admission to that is to get your vaccination. I mean, I can't be any more unequivocated than that. Is to make sure you get your vaccine when it's your turn. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about this picture. Several years ago, about 24, 25 years ago, is when I painted this. Now, why this is so important on this day is because I went to where I have some storage stuff that I've had for, I'm almost embarrassed to say, for about 15 years. I had my mom's stuff and some of my things in storage. So you can just pretty much figure out a 10 foot deep, 8 foot wide place to rent for that many years is a little empty. So I prayed about it and decided I need to let go of some things. I held on to some things for a long time because they were my mom's. So I knew that there were some things that would be better with somebody who really needed them. So I decided to contact this company to meet me there today. And that's what I did. I went over, opened that door, and it's probably the second time I've been in that space for about 8, 9 years. So I got a few things, my mom's couch and a big table that she was very proud of, and I brought it today to my house. Right before I was getting ready to leave, I looked to the side and I saw this painting. And I remember that how I used to go by my mom's and take paintings with me and paint while she'd lay in the bed and wander off to sleep. And I just remember that when we made the move to move her to an assisted facility, I went and put some things in storage. And this was one of the things that was leaning against the wall to the backside, meaning I couldn't see it. Of course, when I turned it around, it spoke to me. I said, man, I remember painting that. And this type of art, I would call it folk art, which kind of translates to people who paint because they have a passion, but they're untrained, unskilled, and they just paint what they see. So when I first began painting 20-something years ago, it was really primarily folk art. And in this is kind of a winter scene in a small town in Texas called Point, Texas. And I envisioned what it would be like on a cold, cold day in Point, Texas, where my father grew up. And this little small house has my grandmother, what I consider that's my grandmother's, at the front porch. And that's my dad headed to the wagon to put some stuff in the wagon. The horse is in the corral. I didn't know how to draw a horse, so I just put a wagon there, and you can see the white is reminiscent of the snow. And here's my grandfather. He's walking to the outhouse. Back in those days, they didn't have bathrooms, so you had to go outdoors. And what's poignant about this is outdoors when it is frigid cold. So I am so glad that I went there today and I saw this. And over the next couple of days, I'm not going to change anything, but someplace I'm going to have to add the head here because I never finished that. And maybe repaint the white stuff, but it's still going to look exactly like it looks right now. So I'm so thrilled that through the Lord's providence, He directed me today to go by there, and I saw this. I'm so glad I saw it, and I just wanted to share that with you. Have a nice day.